to go to the most important part of the day, where we are getting to launch the lexicon. And at this moment, I would want to introduce.
Thank you very much, Tino. I think we need to give a round of applause to Tino and Solomon. I'm very certain that this flight we took since Monday will land safely. Do you agree with me? The pilot and the co-pilot we have, I believe they are flying us well, and I'm sure they will deliver us to the destination that we are meant to be. So adding on that, it's quite tough, of course, to end the day from that fireside discussion, and then you bring in something else. But it's also quite important, and I believe it is something we also need to close up today. So I want to begin by applauding each and every one of us for being here since morning until this evening. Could we clap for ourselves? Yeah, you could have made the choice to go to your beds already with this cold, but I'm happy that you are still in the room, and we are happy that you are joining us for the last part of the day. Since we are from a session of learning, the fireside chat has been more of learning. We've learned a lot from the bench and from the activists who are on the side. So I'll continue the session with learning, and I want to speak about the Ahaki Institute, since we've been speaking about learning. And if you've not heard about the Ahaki Institute, I request you to get your phone, or if you're on the laptop, I see some of you on the laptops, and just Google Ahaki Institute. You are familiar with Afya and Ahaki, but also I want to request you to Google Ahaki Institute. And I'm glad when I look in this room, we have a couple of students, we have a couple of faculty members, and most importantly, we have the Vice Chancellor in the house, Professor Mlumba Moses. We want to recognize you. Kindly, humbly stand up for recognition to the house. Prof. Mlumba, this is the only chance I get to request you to stand up. So please, I'm sorry, but I had to do that. So ARC Institute, those who are not familiar with it, we are an institution, African institution of higher learning, where we are providing specialized programs with Afrocentric and interdisciplinary approaches to health, to teaching, learning, and research, and with a focus on health and social justice, where we are nurturing multidisciplinary professionals in the areas of health and social justice. And since our launch last year, I am happy to mention that at the early of next year, we'll be graduating our first cohort of the postgraduate diploma in the sexual and reproductive health program. And I'm happy that we also have some of the graduates in this room who will be graduating from that program. At the moment, we are having flagship programs on sexual reproductive health, the bachelor's and the PGD, which I mentioned earlier. But as we close the year, we'll also be launching a couple of programs on health sciences that will be advancing in areas of pharmacy, nursing, and midwife. I had passionate persons here talking about the intersection between medicine and the law, and I think we want to advance that. And all this is heavily grounded in Afrocentrism approaches. I hope tomorrow, if we get a chance to give an honor to Professor Segane to give us some more insights about Afrocentrism, it will be good for us to appreciate it deeply. And also, of course, as part of our pillars of work as Afya and Ahaki, one of our core pillars is capacitating or capacities of African individuals. And how we've been able to advance this over the years is that we've been working through a couple of programs. One of our programs is the fellowship program. And since 2022, we've been able to have at least 5 cohorts of this fellowship program with about 15 African individuals involved in the fellowship program. How it is designed is that usually we have the individuals from different parts of the continent join us in Uganda to interact with us at Afya na Haki. They join a couple of departments to do with research, to do with capacity enhancement, but also to do with other elements to be able to share their knowledge from the continent, but also learn from how we are advancing reproductive justice and other components that we do as an institute. And through that, so far, we've been able to have individuals from about 9 countries. I can see some of the fellows also, and some ambassadors from the fellowship in this room. If you are willing to wave, please, you can wave to the room if you've been part of the fellowship program. I see Dr. Oga, please, from Nigeria. She's there in the corner. And she's currently our head of the Ubingwa think tank. I see Nomazwe, Masebo from here, from Zim, from the homeland, and many other colleagues. And of course, the most important one why we are here this evening is the mentorship program. This mentorship program is designed to kind of create an opportunity and space for young people, the young generation, but also the people in the early career development to be able to interact with persons who are senior in the different fields of engagement around sexual reproductive health and rights, but also broadly on health and human rights. And this program was launched last year. I'm happy to mention that we've been able to have the first cohort of 25 individuals who are hailing from around 8 countries on the continent. And as we speak, we are wrapping up this mentorship program with about 14 products that have been delivered. I want also to take the honor to request a few colleagues who are here as part of the mentors. I see Mr. Sadoko Ibrahim. Kindly stand up. Nimrod was in the house. I saw Sam Chalo from Nairobi. I think he stepped out. So we have the research component of the mentorship program, and I think Nimrod, who stepped out, has been the mentor for this section. We have the litigation component, where Mr. Ibrahim Sadoko has been a mentor, Molly Nkosi from Malawi, and also a couple of other colleagues under the advocacy component. Ms. Nulna Chibuka, the Deputy ED for SEAD, please, you can stand up. She has been mentoring a couple of individuals in the advocacy component. Thank you for that. And then also we have the ICT component. Brian in the house. Brian is there on the ITC component. We've come up with a couple of solutions. And then finally, we have the capacity enhancement component of this mentorship program, which has been under the leadership of Dr. Alima Komohanji, who is the Dean of Health Sciences at Afya na Haki Institute in absentia, but she's online following the proceedings. And we've had a couple of products. Just a few weeks back, one of the products was the Sawa Sawa Champions Program, where we're able to certify about 15 individuals who are going to be supporting as paralegals in the communities to be able to identify, document violations around SRHR, but also provide survivor-centered support to victims of SRHR violations, but also link the communities in terms of community mobilization. And then, of course, a very important product is a self-care toolkit for RG actors. Over the time, we've seen that most of the persons, the litigants who are engaging with these cases, SGBV, MH has been mentioning that sometimes you don't mind about our self-care, our mental health, and you're always running out to support these survivors. So this self-care toolkit is also going to be able to support the persons who are behind these cases to be able to guide them on how to take care of themselves. And this is also going to be launched as we get to the next week in terms of orientation of the next cohort of the August intake of the Institute. So finally, we have the lexicon. The lexicon on reproductive justice. We are in Zimbabwe, in Africa, but this lexicon is having a lot of history, and I don't want to be the one to mention it, but I want you to allow me invite the mentee who is behind this lexicon, who is by names Janat Nakaju from Uganda. She's also a student of Haki Institute. And she has also been part of the mentorship program. Interestingly, she's also a law student in her third year. So you can see how she's trying to multitask and manage a couple of things. So I'll invite Janet to briefly tell us about the lexicon, and then we'll be ushering in the colleagues in terms of its launch. Janet, you're welcome.
Mwasibye mutya abassebo ne bannyabo. Banfi, can you please answer me? Banfi, can you please answer me? Anatalia, Banfi. Analia, please. Can you please answer me? Wasibye otya Banfi? Can you see the confusion between me and Banfi? That is the confusion which we are creating in the communities when we are engaging them in our legal languages, when we are engaging them in our medical languages. My name is Nakaju Janat. I'm a student at Haki Institute. I'm in my second year. I'm doing a bachelor's degree in sexual reproductive health. Last year, I got an opportunity to be part of a mentorship program. It had 5 clusters. As Abdul Karim was talking about it here, I was under the capacity enhancement cluster. I was under the mentorship of Dr. Alima Komhanji. I came up with the idea of a lexicon. You can call it a dictionary. This dictionary translates the commonly used terms of SRHR into Luganda. Luganda is the language I was trying to talk to you about. Sorry for the confusion, by the way. So, during this mentorship program, I came up with this idea in order to bridge the linguistic gap between the communities, the healthcare providers, the advocates, and the legal practitioners. My call to action: we as Africans and other people from other parts of the world, we must come together and spread the word in our languages. When we are talking to these people in English, this legal jargons, this perfect English, it is better in the boardroom. But in the communities, it is only creating confusion. I'm calling upon you in the spirit of Ubuntu to spread. I'm calling upon you in the spirit of Ubuntu to spread language equity. Thank you.
Yes, Janet has told us to think about the spirit of Ubuntu, but also recognize our languages as Africans. We need to decolonize language to ensure language equity. What Honorable Justice Zion and Honorable Justice Kawesa was mentioning, when these issues are brought before court, English is universally used. But how does the person who has been affected understand what is actually being said in the courts of law, but also when they're being supported? One case in scenario is that when we were doing the Sawa Champions training, is that a healthcare provider shared that one of the persons who is doing laboratory in the tests in the facilities from Itoset, which is part of the eastern Uganda, but he's in the other part of the country, whereby he's mentioning, when he's discussing with the person the tests they are taking about their issues, that they're using a different language. And even the person there who is being talked about issues of family planning, he's speaking another language. But the intersectionality there is that there is a confusion, like what Janet was mentioning earlier. So the call to ensure language equity, we want to embrace it through this lexicon, And we want to also send this message to the rest of the continent that let's embrace our language as we advance reproductive justice. Allow me at this juncture invite a few of us to join Janat to be able to launch this lexicon. And to begin with, Professor Segane Musisi, we humbly request you to join us in front here. Let's welcome Professor Segane Musisi. Dr. Mulumba Moses, kindly join us in the podium. You can go in. Honorable Justice Zion, all the way from Malawi, we humbly request you to join. Doreen from Ministry of Health, would you kindly join us here? The Guild President of Ahaki Institute, Mercy, please join us here. And of course, all the students of Ahaki Institute who are in the room, kindly join Janat as we launch this lexicon. I'm seeing all the students here, so don't be shy. Please come to the board. The students, we are waiting for you. So what is interesting, you can hear the laughter, is that some of them are mentors, at the same time they are students, others are also part of faculty, so it is an interesting team. So this evening, we want to recognize the initiative, which was thought through by Janat Nakaju, the student Ahaki Institute, with support of all this delegation you see in front here. And also with the main mentor who is online, Dr. Alima Komuhanji. We want to join hands together to launch this lexicon, and we want to encourage the rest of the continent to also create this dictionary of SRHR terminologies in your home language to be able to advance reproductive justice. Okay, so we are counting to 1, 3 to 1. Are we ready? So on 3, we go. 2, 1. There we go. So as we wind up, I'll request the Guild President, Mercy, a fellow student, to give a closing word as you celebrate your fellow student on this launch.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh, a photo? Okay. Thank you so much, Abdul Karim. I'll stand on the already existing protocol. Good evening, everyone. I understand the sugar levels are really so down and the energies, but I'm so grateful. Congratulations, Janat. I'm so proud of you, Mama. Yes, so my name is Mercy Agaba, and I'm a student at Afya na Haki Institute. Janat is my classmate. I'm also pursuing a bachelor's of sexual and reproductive health. And I must say that I'm very proud to be associated with the institute. I have a background in clinical medicine, and I work with an organization called Reach a Hand Africa, which is a very powerful organization that is ensuring that young people are able to access sexual reproductive health and rights information and services. So Afya na Haki Institute, I must say, is one of those places that is very key when it comes to modeling upcoming people who are very intentional to ensuring that people are able to access sexual and reproductive health and rights. As its vision goes, nurturing multidisciplinary professionals in health and social justice. So at Afya na Haki Institute, the curriculum is very designed to reflect Africa's diverse health systems, policy frameworks, and socioeconomic realities, enabling students to develop expertise that is locally tailored for the different ways of ensuring that health and social justice is achieved. And I think we have all seen Janat's idea. It was an innovation she had in her mind, but of course with the power of the Institute and ensuring that all the ideas of the people that are studying at the Institute are brought to pass, she was able to be supported through the mentorship, and this has come to pass, and we believe it's going to be a very, very important issue, as she said, that she's ensuring that there is linguistic equity, because we also understand that communication is very key when it comes to sexual and reproductive health. So going to my task, I want to take this opportunity to appreciate the Institute, and as the inaugural team, we are very glad and we are looking forward to being those champions and to being those multidisciplinary professionals that are really going to hold the flag so high, and we know that we are going to cause change in the communities we serve. Thank you so much. Over to the moderator. Thank you so much for staying through until this hour. And since we are past the time that we're supposed to finish, kindly note that we'll do the wrap up in the morning when we are all fresh and when we are connecting today and tomorrow, so that we have a proper flow and our minds are clear. And thank you so much, and please have a pleasant night. Thank you. Safe travels for those that are leaving. Have a pleasant night.
Are you seeking advanced qualifications in sexual and reproductive health? Look no further than Ahaki Institute, a licensed higher learning institution. Our programs are designed to equip you with the essential knowledge and practical skills to tackle pressing health challenges, influence policy, and advance reproductive justice. With a flexible learning structure of 70% virtual and 30% in-person sessions, all courses are fully accredited by the National Council for Higher Education. For more information, visit www.ahakiinstitute.ac or call WhatsApp 0744 616 801 or 0773 016 853. Ahaki Institute, nurturing multidisciplinary professionals. Are you seeking advanced qualifications in sexual and reproductive health? Look no further than Ahaki Institute, a licensed higher learning institution. Our programs are designed to equip you with the essential knowledge and practical skills to tackle pressing health challenges, influence policy, and advance reproductive justice. With a flexible learning structure of 70% virtual and 30% in-person sessions, all courses are fully accredited by the National Council for Higher Education. For more information, visit www.ahakiinstitute.ac or call WhatsApp 0744 616 801 or 0773 016 853. Ahaki Institute, nurturing multidisciplinary professionals. Are you seeking advanced qualifications in sexual and reproductive health? Look no further than Ahaki Institute, a licensed higher learning institution. Our programs are designed to equip you with the essential knowledge and practical skills to tackle pressing health challenges, influence policy, and advance reproductive justice. With a flexible learning structure of 70% virtual and 30% in-person.
A long time ago, before you and I